This is Joseph. I went ahead and started a PowerPoint to go through and kind of make it a video with me talking, but also a video that you can't see me, so 1 out of 2 is not bad. So today we're going to talk about metamorphosis. I'm going to go kind of quickly through it because I don't want my video to be too big because it takes a long time to load them to Canvas, which is some of the movie issues we had today. So the first question that you guys wanted to talk about was question number 4. Why do they assume that Gregor cannot understand them, and how might this assumption affect Gregor? So they assume that Gregor can't speak to them, so therefore he can't understand them. And so this will just continue to intensify his feelings of alienation and isolation. As we get going through this book a little further, you'll see how this kind of develops. Question 5, when Gregor hears that the father not only has some money left over from his old business, but that he also had been saving some of the money as Gregor has been giving him to pay his debts, what is Gregor's reaction? What does this illustrate between the relationship between the father and son, and explain the significance of Gregor's reaction in terms of existential ideal? So this is kind of a long question. So I posted a pretty big, lengthy explanation, and I kind of divided it into 2 parts so it'd be a little easier for you to understand. So going forward, if you could just read through that. If you had other question about number 5, just shoot me a message on the discussion board. Question number 6, Gregor's vision is another of Kafka's symbols. What does his changing vision symbolize? Gregor is seeing things even just from a short distance away, less and less distinctly. It symbolizes the deepening of his isolation and alienation, so you should kind of be feeling a little bit more of a theme there with his isolation and alienation. Number 8, why does Mrs. Samsa want to see Gregor so much? What arguments might her husband use to dissuade her? So obviously she wants to see her son, right? She remembers that she has a son. She knows she has a son. She loves her son. And her husband wants to keep her safe, but also doesn't want her to be startled. She's already a little sick, so she doesn't want her to get worse. But also there's other things that are underlying, which we kind of know as we go on to the next question. Question 10 is, what is Gregor's internal conflict regarding the removal of his furniture? So initially he's like, yes, I want the space to stretch out and be a bug. And then all of a sudden he realizes, but these are my things. This is my life. When I get back to being a human, what if I don't be a human anymore? I want these things back. And so that's why he clings to that photo so desperately. Question 12. At the end of this section, why does Mr. Samsa both furious and glad that Gregor has broken out of his room? His father had obviously a vendetta against him for some time, and he's anxious and glad to have an excuse to confront Gregor, and he tends to have that violent streak in him, as we saw with the cane and the beating of him earlier. Question 13, what kind of mood does the image of the father's gigantic souls create? It creates a grotesque and terrifying mood. So make sure we're looking at those vocabulary terms as well. Question 15. What are the associations between the apple scene and the biblical forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden? After they consume the hidden fruit, Adam and Eve are thrown out of the Garden of Eden. Therefore, the apple may symbolize the beginning of an exile or suffering. And so that is question 15. All right, I will post these slides in a separate presentation from the video so that you can go at your own pace. Hope this was helpful. If there's anything else I can do to help you guys, just shoot me an email or let me know via the message board. See you later.